Welcome to semester 3 physics students, aberrations class 3. In the previous classes, that is in class 1, we discussed about aberrations and its types, monochromatic aberrations. Under monochromatic aberrations, we have learned about spherical aberration and minimization of spherical aberration. In class 2, we learned about the other types of monochromatic aberrations, that is coma, astigmatism, curvature of the field, distortion. Now in this third class, we are going to learn about the chromatic aberration and achromatism of lenses. Chromatic aberration. If white light from an object is incident on a lens, it produces a multicolored image. This defect is called chromatic aberration. When white light is incident on a lens, dispersion of light takes place and each white ray splits into VIBGYOR colors. The focal length of the lens varies from color to color, hence the various colors will be focused at different points on the axis. The focal length for violet is less than the focal length for red. Hence violet rays will be focused to a point close to the lens and the red rays will be focused to a point farther from the lens. The intermediate colors will be focused in between these 2 points. If we place a screen in between these 2 points, the image is of multicolored and nowhere it is white. That means when white light is allowed onto a lens, the image formed by it is multicolored instead of white. This defect is called chromatic aberration. The main reason for chromatic aberration is the refractive index of the material of the lens varies with color of the light. We all know about lens formula. 1 by f is equal to mu minus 1 into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. But the refractive index of material of the lens is more for violet than for red. That means the material of the lens shows more refractive index for violet and less refractive index for red. As the radii of curvature r1, r2 are constants for a given lens, the focal length depends on the refractive index. Based on these two relations, we can say that the focal length for violet rays is less than the focal length for red. Therefore, when white light is incident on a lens, violet rays meet first and red rays meet farthest from the lens. The dispersion of light takes place and violet rays will be focused close to the lens and red rays will be focused to a point far from the lens. The intermediate colors meet in between. The other colors in the VIBGYOR will meet in between violet focus and red focus. As a result, the image is of multicolored. In this diagram, we can clearly see the focusing of various colors by a lens. Here the incident light consists of all the colors, that is mixture of colors, or otherwise you can call it as a white ray. Dispersion takes place when it passes through the lens, and in this diagram we can clearly see the focusing of various colors from violet to red. If we place a screen here, we will observe a multicolored disc-like image instead of a point-sized white object. This defect is called chromatic aberration. In this diagram, we can see the image is clear at the center and blurred, also colored at the edges. If we form the image of a person, it should have a sharp edge. But in this diagram, we can observe the edge is somewhat blurred and colored. If we observe distant star by making use of a telescope, the image of the star looks like this. This is also multicolored instead of white spot. Types of chromatic aberration. Chromatic aberration is mainly divided into 2 types. One is longitudinal or axial chromatic aberration. The second one is transverse or lateral chromatic aberration. First, let us discuss about the axial chromatic aberration. We have already seen that when white light is incident on a lens from a distant object, violet and red rays will be focused to different points. That means the focal length varies from color to color and we can observe an axial distance between blue and red focus. So the distance between the two is called as longitudinal chromatic aberration. Now coming to transverse chromatic aberration or lateral chromatic aberration. Let us consider a distributed object here and it forms the images in different colors and in different sizes. The height of the image formed in blue color will be less compared to height of the image formed in red color. That means the size of red image is somewhat larger than the size of the blue image. The difference in the sizes is called as lateral or transverse chromatic aberration. Longitudinal chromatic aberration and lateral chromatic aberration can also be seen in this diagram. Now let us derive the expression for longitudinal chromatic aberration. This may be done in two cases. When the object is at infinity, the light rays from the distant object come in the form of a parallel beam and they strike the lens. They will be focused to principal focus. This is the principal focus for violet and principal focus for red. So the distance between violet and red images is nothing but the difference of the focal lengths for violet and red. In order to find out this difference Fr minus Fv, we consider Lensmaker's formula, that is 1 by F is equal to mu minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Substituting the values for Fv and Fr, we can get two equations and subtracting one from other, we will arrive at 1 by Fv minus 1 by Fr is equal to mu V minus mu R into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Taking LCM, then the Fr minus Fv by Fvfr is equal to mu V minus mu R by mu minus 1 into mu minus 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Here we have multiplied mu minus 1 in the numerator and divided with mu minus 1 again. So this expression inside the brackets is called as dispersive power of the material, omega Vr. Omega Vr equals to mu V minus mu R by mu minus 1. So Fr minus Fv by F square is equal to omega Vr into 1 by F. Hence the longitudinal chromatic aberration nothing but the difference Fr minus Fv equals to omega Vr into F. This is the expression for longitudinal chromatic aberration when the object is at infinity. When the object is at infinity, the difference between the focal lengths and Fv and Fr gives us the longitudinal chromatic aberration. Now let us derive an expression for the longitudinal chromatic aberration when the object is placed at a finite distance. Suppose here O is the point object placed on the axis and white light from O is allowed to incident on the lens. Then dispersion of light takes place and various colors will form the images at various positions on the axis. IV is the position for violet image and IR is the position for red image. Now the axial distance between and IV IR gives us the longitudinal chromatic aberration. The distance between IV and IR can be found by making use of lens formula 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Here U is the object distance. It is same for all colors, or otherwise we may call it as U is constant for all colors. The image distance V changes from color to color and focal length of the lens also changes from color to color. So differentiating this equation, minus df by f square is equal to minus dv by v square. Here u is a constant and its derivative becomes 0. What is df? Difference in focal length. It can also be written as fr minus fv. What is dv? Difference in image distance. It can be written as vr minus vv. So to find out the distance between iv and ir, we find out the value of vr minus vv. Vr minus vv equals to fr minus fv by f square into v square. And in the previous case, we have shown that Fr minus Fp by F square equals to omega Vr by F. Therefore, the longitudinal chromatic aberration when the object is placed at finite distance is given by omega Vr by F into V square. Now, achromatism of two lenses. Till now, we have learned that there is a difference in the focal length or image position for various colors when the white light is incident on a lens. It is called chromatic aberration. The method or the minimization of chromatic aberration is called as achromatism. The minimization or removal of chromatic aberration is called achromatization or simply achromatism of lenses. This achromatism of lenses can be achieved by two ways. One is placing two lenses in contact. The second one is placing two lenses coaxially separated by a distance. When two lenses are placed in contact, the combination should focus all the colored rays to a single point in order to eliminate chromatic aberration. This combination is called as achromatic doublet. It consists of a convex lens made of crown glass and a concave lens made of flint glass. This combination successfully eliminates chromatic aberration and it is popularly known as achromatic doublet. And in the other case, when two thin lenses of focal lengths f1, f2 arranged coaxially separated by distance equals to the mean value of their focal lengths, then such combination successfully eliminates chromatic aberration. This is the second method to eliminate the chromatic aberration. Now let us derive the condition required to eliminate chromatic aberration when two lenses are placed in contact. Let f1, f2 be the focal lengths of the two lenses and they are made up of materials having dispersive powers omega 1 and omega 2. Suppose the two lenses are placed in contact, then the effective focal length of the combination, that is capital F, may be written as 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Differentiating this equation, we can get derivative of 1 by capital F is equal to minus df1 by f1 square plus minus df2 by f2 square. This value minus df f square equals to omega by f. We have seen it in the earlier case. Therefore, we can replace minus df1 by f1 square is equal to omega 1 by f1 and minus df2 by f2 square as omega 2 by f2. This combination is selected or chosen by us to eliminate chromatic aberration. That means this combination of lens should focus all the colored rays to a single point and the focal length of the combination should be a constant and it should not vary from color to color. Therefore, capital F is a constant and derivative of 1 by f equals to 0. Therefore, equating these two, omega 1 by f1 plus omega 2 by f2 is equal to 0. This is called the condition required for the combination of lenses placed in contact to eliminate chromatic aberration. This is called condition for a achromatic doublet. In this, omega 1 and omega 2 are always positive. They are the dispersive powers. They are always positive. So, in order to satisfy this equation, one of the focal lengths, either f1 or f2, should be negative. Therefore, in the combination of lenses, one should be convex and other should be concave. Achromatism, two lenses separated by distance. Let us consider two thin plano-convex lenses of focal length f1, f2. They are made up of materials having dispersive powers omega 1 and omega 2. Suppose the lenses are arranged coaxially separated by distance x in air. Then the effective focal length of the combination can be written as 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 minus x by f1, f2. Here f is the focal length of the combination. Now differentiating this equation, we can arrive at this one. Derivative of 1 by f is equal to 0. This is the condition required to get achromatism. As in the earlier case, when white light is incident, this combination should focus all the colored rays to a single point. That means its focal length should not vary from color to color or focal length should be a constant. Therefore, we can write derivative of 1 by f is equal to 0. From this equation, x is equal to omega 1 f2 plus omega 2 f1 by omega 1 plus omega 2. So, this is the condition required when two lenses are separated to eliminate chromatic aberration. Suppose if both the lenses are made of same material, then we replace omega and omega 2 by omega and this expression changes to x is equal to f1 plus f2 by 2. That means the distance that should be maintained between the two lenses is equal to the mean of the two focal lengths. With this, we came to the end of the syllabus for unit 1, that is aberrations. In this topic, we have discussed about the various types of monochromatic aberrations, that is spherical aberration, coma, astigmatism, curvature and distortion, and different types of chromatic aberrations, that is lateral chromatic aberration and longitudinal chromatic aberration. In this topic, these three may be frequently asked in your university question papers, and these three short answers are the frequently asked questions in your university examinations. So any questions? Send your suggestions to vsrvadali@gmail.com or contact at 9490885590. This is the end of the unit 1, that is aberrations in semester 3 physics. Thank you.